Hello, yogis. Welcome to your yoga mat. Thank you for being here. My name's Alicia Finley. Today, we're going to do a nice quick stretch class. So perfect to do really anytime you need it. But of course, after you do an activity or even before bed, would be a great thing to do. So you might want a block. You might like a blanket for some padding for your knees. But both are optional, so totally up to you. We're going to start in a child's pose. So go ahead and let your hands extend out. Bring your forehead to the ground. I want you to focus on letting the movements today be really therapeutic for your body. One of the mantras or affirmations I'm often reminded of is that balance is my true nature. It's so easy in our day to get off balance. And I'm not really exactly sure that balance in the outer world even exists for that matter. I don't actually know that it does. But I do think there's a way that we can learn how to self-regulate and balance ourselves from within. Let's lift the belly up, walk over to the right so that as we're going through, let your left hand rest on the back of your right hand. As you're going through, stressful moments in your day, that you are able to find some relief in different moments as you rebalance yourself internally through your own breathing. Maybe it's adding in a mantra. Let's walk over to the left. Now it's your right hand that'll be on top of the left. And walk back to center. Bring your palms together. Bend your elbows and let your thumbs rest to the nape of your neck. Begin to wiggle your hips just a little bit side to side. And let your hands rest kind of on the shoulder blades or the top of the shoulders, just like you've got your own back. And take a moment and set an intention as you feel your own touch. Reminding yourself that you are here to take care of yourself today. And then release your arms so that your palms are still facing up, back in your child's pose. Lift your elbows off the ground and start to stretch your fingertips a little further forward. Just get a little longer. Try to imagine that your thumbs could come down to the floor. And then place your palms down. Let's inhale, come up, tabletop. Separate your feet and take a downward facing dog. Exhale. Take a big inhale. Let your knees bend and fill up your kidney band along the low ribs on the back side. And as you exhale, I want you to straighten one leg and bend the opposite. And then come back to both knees bent. Breathe in into those kidneys, and now stretch the opposite leg straight and bend the other leg nice and deep. One more, breathe in. Starting to feel more balance. Exhale. I'm really encouraging you here to slow down. I know it's really easy just to sort of pedal out the feet. We're doing it a little slower here today. Both legs are bent in your down dog. Breathe in. Hug your hands energetically towards each other as you breathe out. Set your knees to the earth. Breathe in. Step your right foot to the outside of the right hand. And I'm going to take my block. We're going to come to a runner's lunge. Untuck your back toes. Lift your chest. And again, you can move a little bit side to side if it feels good. Take a moment to just become aware of what part of your body or parts are feeling some tension, some resistance. Balance is our true nature. So when our bodies, maybe if you want to come down to the forearms, you can. When your body is feeling pain. Balance is your nature. And so our body is continuously giving us feedback when something is off. Folks, that is a miracle, right? The ways that the body adapts to keep you safe, to keep your organs working, it's incredible. And so when we can have this deeper layer, maybe come up back up onto the hands, this deeper layer of understanding about the body and this respect for the body, then we start to work in collaboration a little more. Lift that back knee up with the body. We're going to come to a wide leg straddle, go nice and slow, walk over to the left. You could take the block with you and rest your forearms on your block. All 10 toes are facing the long edge of your mat. We relax our head. Breathe in. Ujjayi breath, let it go. Again, inhale. Let it go. Let's just turn around to the back, hands under your shoulders. Turn your left toes to the back of your mat. Take your back knee down to the ground, both hands on the inside. Again, I'm using my block. That's up to you. I'm going to untuck my back toes. You can go any height you like with your block. And just really gentle. It's more of a conscious rock. Rocking is very soothing to calm the nervous system. So turn it more, instead of maybe a bounce or an aggressive, movement, just let it be a little slower. If you want to come onto the forearms for a few breaths, you certainly can. And it's likely you're going to encounter some discomfort, right? You're going to, when we come up against tension. But what if you could feel a sense of just peacefulness and also gratitude that your body is constantly giving you input? All right, friends. And then you're going to take the hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck those back toes, where you lift the knee one more time, and this time we are walking back to the right. I want you to walk your fingertips this time. Come high on the fingertips and walk your fingertips forward. Turn your heels in now and point your toes out. And as you exhale, bend one leg. Take your whole inhale to straighten that bent leg. Meaning try not to rush your breath. And then exhale, exhale, exhale as you bend the other leg. Inhale. One more each side. Exhale. And what I notice here is, man, I have a tendency to rush, right? Exhale. But if it's before bed or if it's after an activity, these movements will feel so good. Walk your hands under your shoulders. Let's take a twist. I'm going to use my block. Please point your toes now towards the long edge of your mat. Spin those heels back out. Outer edges of your feet are parallel. Left hand down under your chest, and our right arm will go up towards the sky. If you want, turn the palm behind you of the lifted arm. Reach it behind your back and see if you can clasp the thigh. Revolve the chest open. Some days I like to look down here. It's just a nice release for my neck. Make sure you're not hyperextending, so a little micro bend in that bottom elbow. Release your bind. Take the hand down to the ground. It's left arm now goes up to the sky. Breathe in. Option to turn the palm behind you. Reach behind your back. Clasp the thigh. Look up, straight ahead, or down. Good. Revolve that left shoulder open. Reaching the arm either to the sky or just let it come on back down to the ground. Turn your right toes again back towards the front of your mat. And let's step back, downward facing dog. Take a full breath. Breathe in. Empty your breath all the way out. Come forward to plank. Let's go all the way to the belly. Untucking the toes. Stretch one leg back and the other leg back. Take your hands back so your fingernails are down, your thumbs are towards you. And I want you to lift your head and chest. Lift your head and chest. Now, in a moment, we're going to pick the right leg up, but I want you to think about engaging your glute first on the right and then your hamstring. All right? Before you lift the leg. So glute engages. This is hard for me. It's something I'm really working on. Glute first, then hamstring, and then the leg comes up. Good. Your head and chest are staying up. Leg down, forehead down, pause. You're going to do it again. Lift your head and chest, fingernails stay down. Now it's left glute. Engage just your left glute, your left hamstring. Lift the left leg. Good. So when we do this, we're getting the pelvis in the correct position. If we lift using just the hamstring, lower it all down. If we lift just the hamstring, there's a tendency that it pushes the pelvis forward too much. So I want you to think about, in fact, let's bring your hands into cobra. Don't lift the head this time. Don't lift the head. Just engage your right glute, your right hamstring. Now lift your right leg. And just notice if that feels any different in your body. I know your upper body's not coming up yet. Lower it down. Engage your left glute, your left hamstring. Lift your left leg. You feel that difference? Okay, let's try it again. Now keep your hands in cobra, just a baby cobra. Inhale, peel up. Right glute. Whew, my hamstring just goes. Right glute, right hamstring, right leg. Good. Lower. Left glute, left hamstring, left leg. Lower. Good. Forehead down. Exhale. Okay. Cobra pose. Inhale. Legs stay down this time, friends. Inhale. Cobra pose. Any height you'd like. If you want to move a little bit side to side, you can. Very good. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Right foot's going to step forward in between your hands. I'm going to grab my block. I'm going to put it on the highest height. We're going to bump the back foot up. Pyramid pose. Stretch your heart forward. Breathe in. And exhale, fold. Now, if you have two blocks, that's lovely. One on each side of the hands. If you're really open here, you can turn the fingertips so they're pointing back towards your toes of your back foot. Lift up a little. Lift the belly up. And as you exhale, feel as though the left side of your belly button is coming more over that right thigh. Good. Last breath. And now you're going to take your right hand off the block or off the floor, and you're going to thread it between your left arm and your right leg and reach back. Grab somewhere on the outer leg. The outer leg. It can be as high, or some of you will be able to grab lower. I'm going to actually take the block out here because I can get a little deeper. You could lower your block. You could scooch it out. I like to actually reach it out in front of so I get longer through the arch, the lateral part of the body. Use your right arm against your right leg and help turn, open up a little bit here. Big side body stretch, big hamstring stretch. Doesn't hurt to smile. Good. And slowly release. Good. Let your left heel lift up and scooch that foot back. Let's take a low lunge twist. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. Good. Bend a little deeper into that right leg. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Allow the shoulder blades to feel as though there's a connection to help you open the heart. So they're on the back. And with control, lower that back knee down. We're going to take a quad stretch, twisted monkey. Imagine the back leg bending before you actually do bend it. And then reach your right hand back and catch left foot. You can pull the heel in close to the glute, begin to revolve the chest open in the twist. If you want to come down onto the forearm, go a little deeper, you can. Very good. Another deep breath. And release with control. Let the foot go. Plant your hands. I'm going to just scooch my block out of the way. We'll take a down dog. Lift that back knee. If you want to shake that leg out, you are more than welcome to. Taking a down dog kick, maybe even some circles with the knee. I want you to lift that right leg up and cross your right foot behind your left foot in your down dog. Your left leg is your forward leg. It's bent. And begin to walk your hands now towards the back of your mat. Front leg is still staying bent. Back leg is straight. Little IT band stretch here. Breathe in. If you need your block, grab it. Put it under your hands. Breathe out. Deep breath. Let it go. Good. Begin to walk yourself back out into a plank pose. Ankles are crossed. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Keep the ankles crossed as you untuck the toes. Squeeze your legs together. Fire your glutes. Now fire your hamstrings. Lift up cobra with the legs crossed. Good. Lifting up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay upright. Uncross the legs. Let your feet come about mat width apart. Breathe in. Squeeze the legs together. Breathe out. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Squeeze the inner feet together as they come in. Inhale. 1 more. Exhale. Tuck the toes. Child's pose. Keep the extension. Let your toes stay tucked. Full breath. Breathe in. Let it go. Lift the hips. Breathe in. Left foot steps forward. Breathe out. Lunge. Grab that block. Bump your back foot up. Allow that back heel to come all the way to the ground. Pyramid pose. Stretch the heart forward. And exhale, fold. Now remember, you can do a lot of variations here. You are welcome to take the block out. You can turn the fingertips the other way. If it's helpful to put the left thumb in the left hip crease to help you move the outer left hip back, you can do that. Walk your hands back under your chest, under your shoulders if they're not there. And we're going to take that kind of funky little twist here. Right hand's going to stay on the block. I'm actually going to reach my block out in front of me a little more. Your left hand now is going in front of that left leg, and you're reaching somewhere on the outer right leg. Turning and twisting. Looking underneath the right arm. Front leg is as straight as you can get it. Use your left arm against that leg to help you turn and revolve open to the right. Good, and then let go. Set that block out of the way if you like. Step that back foot back a little bit more. Low lunge twist, left arm to the sky. Squeeze front and back foot towards each other. And imagine your belly button is turning more towards your inner thigh, and your back shin is squeezing in towards the middle. Gently let the back knee come to the ground. Engage your back hamstring before you start to bend the knee. And then reach back and catch that foot if it's there. Here's where you could get a strap if you need it. Quad stretch. Revolve the chest open. Again, if you want to use that blocker, you can even come down onto the forearm. You certainly can. One more deep breath. Let go of the foot with control. Hands down. Let's take that down dog kick. Lift that back knee up and sweep that leg in the air. You can shake it out. Make a circle. And then kick the leg back. Step the left foot behind the right foot. Bending that front knee. Walk your hands back. And back leg is straight. Front leg is bent. If you realize this is the same leg and you need to switch, I think it's the opposite, but just in case. Sometimes I get yoga drunk. That's what I say. After class, after Shavasana, you're yoga drunk. All right, let's walk it back out. Plank pose. And lower. Exhale. Keeping those legs crossed. Think about your glutes engaging, your hamstrings engaging, and then let's lift it all up. Hands will stay down. Hands stay down. If you prefer to airplane them, you can. Good. Take another deep breath. Breathe in. Spread those toes. Light them up. And exhale. Uncross and release. Stack one hand in front of the other. Wiggle out those hips a little bit. Again, here we come back to that rocking motion, right? Balance is my true nature. That's why it kind of feels so good just to rock side to side. Let's take a Sphinx pose. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Arms are parallel to each other. Breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. So the focus here was really just to get into all the areas, right? We've done the back, we've done shoulders, we've done hamstrings, quads, hips, outer hips. Very good. And then slide on down. We even got into the IT band a bit. Push up to tabletop. And let's just do butterfly pose. Cross your ankles. Let's get in those inner groins a little bit. Now, if you like to do the diamond shape where you scooch the feet out a little more and that feels good in your body, as long as you're not getting any pain in those knees, you could do that. Holding on to the ankles, lift the chest and torso, breathe in. Invite you to use the block if you like. Forward fold. It's really nurturing here to let your third eye, if you have the range of motion in your body, to connect to something, and can always stack blocks. You can even stack your fists on top of a block. Let's lift up part way. Take your right arm, kind of brace it against the right shin and reach your left arm up towards the sky. And I love this because it just gets into, in my body, it gets kind of in the obliques here and even into the QL muscles, into the back here slightly. Good. And then let's switch. Take that left hand down. Again, I'm kind of bracing the back of my arm against my shin. And now it's right arm will go up to the sky. Try to keep your right sit bone anchored down. And let's inhale, slowly come up. Keep the left foot in, extend the right heel. Bring the left foot in closer to your body for Janu Shirshasana. Flex your right foot. Now, of course, you could use your block. I'm going to use mine today. I'm going to put it on the inside of my leg, and I'm going to bring my right elbow onto that block. You certainly could have your forearm on the ground if you like. And I'm going to make a fist and just let my right temple rest here. Now you could stay here, especially if you're working any kind of injury in your shoulder. But today I'm going to take my arm, my left arm, and just let it drape over my head. Make sure you're not compressing in your neck. You just want to lengthen out through the neck. Just a nice deep side body opening here. A little more passive pose. Follow the sensation. Just notice how the sensation, it may intensify, it may decrease, it may shift. Noticing how your body starts to balance itself out. Good. Take one more deep breath. Stay longer here if you can and you have the time. Now let that top hand drape down to the ground. Take a moment there with just a hand on the left leg. And slowly let your upper body come back upright. Yes, that feels so good. Okay, let's switch sides. The further away, right leg is in now, left leg is straight. The further away your forearm is, it's going to intensify it, okay? Now, if you're working to grab the foot, you certainly can take that variation too. But the closer in I bring this block, if that just felt so intense, you can bring the block closer towards your body. So you find that spot that's right for you, where you can keep the right sit bone down, where you're noticing maybe some sensation happening through the intercostal muscles, through the obliques, into the QL, the quadratus lumborum, through the back here. And then you can take this right arm if you want. This is totally optional. You can put it behind the head. I like to just drape it right across the top of the head. Good. And then you're just going to take some deep breaths, and I really invite you to watch the sensation. So notice where it is, if the intensity changes at all. Is it kind of a bright intensity? Is it more dull? Do you feel your body shake at all? Now let this top arm drape down. Let that right hand just come rest right back on the right leg. It's like you're easing back upright and then slowly come back up to neutral. Yes, okay. All right, let's gently bring that leg in. I'm going to sit up on my block. And I'm going to take Baddha Konasana just one more time. I'm going to do it sitting up on the block. Just gives me a little more hip opening here. A little more intensity for me, actually. So you can sit upright. I get a little more alignment in the pelvis, too. If you want to take it out, just take a moment. One more neutral pose. I always like to end with something, most of the time, symmetrically. Take a nice deep breath. Breathe in. Let it go. And then gently bring your hands to your outer knees, bring the knees together. And let's actually just do a malasana squat. So I'm just going to stay on the block here for a moment, hands to the heart. Spine nice and tall. Such a nice grounding, earthy pose. Take a big breath, breathe in. Let it go. Now, if this class you are doing in the evening, I encourage you to take legs up the wall. I'll show you how to get into that. If it's morning, midday, we'll take a couple minutes in a meditation, okay? So you'll just stay on that block, and I want you to find an easy seat. Now, you could use a blanket here that you have rolled up, and you could be sitting on that blanket. I didn't grab mine. And then slide your legs. Imagine my print's not there, and you're going to let your feet connect to the wall, okay? So either finding legs up the wall, and if it's morning and it's midday and you just want to do legs up the wall because you've been on your feet a lot or you've felt really stressed and you're really needing that grounding, of course you can take that, okay? But if it's evening, I really do encourage you to. All right, let your eyes close. Wherever you are, if it's not comfortable to close the eyes, do a half gaze. And we're just using this affirmation, this reminder today that balance is my true nature. To really learn to trust your body in the way that it cues you when something is wrong. And to also believe in your body's capacity to heal. That is such a firm belief in my mind that my body has the power to heal, and it proves it to us all the time. When we get a cut, it heals. When we bruise, we heal. When we get a cold, we heal. When we're sick, we might get a fever, and that is the way that our body is trying to bring us back into balance so that we heal. We feel pain because the body is telling us something is wrong. The intelligence that lives inside of you is beyond anything we can imagine. So learning to trust your own body. take a few moments here. If you have a mantra you like to use your mantra. You're welcome to use the affirmation today, balance is my true nature. And just watch the beauty of your breath flowing in and flowing out. Please stay longer in Legs Up the Wall if you have time. Stay longer in this meditation if you have time. If you're needing to move on, we'll take the hands to the heart. And may we carry some of this balance, this internal restoration that we just created. May we take this with us as we move throughout our day or into our evening. As you draw thumbs up to third eye, remember to trust your body, that it knows how to bring you back into balance, and to practice taking this time to listen each day. Thank you, friends. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Make sure you subscribe so you know when new videos come out, and I will see you next time. Thank you, friends. Mwah.